So you've figured out that your visualization practice sucks because it's not helping you to align with your desires, and it's not really helping you to manifest what you want. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why your visualization practice is broken, and I'm also going to give you 3 tips on how to improve it so that you can genuinely align with what you want and manifest what you desire. What's up, beautiful? It's Lisa Roulette, and I'm here to help you heal, navigate your ascension journey, and create a life you love. You know the drill. I would love for you to subscribe if you dig my vibe. Likes, comments, and shares help the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. So let's dive right in to why your visualization practice really isn't working. Well, it's 2 things primarily. It's more than likely that you have blockages in the energy body, particularly in the third eye and in the crown. The third eye is our command center. It's what we use to command the universe to help us to create our desires. The crown is where we generate ideas, where we can channel in information. It's a highly intuitive center, and if it's blocked or it's not functioning properly, it's very difficult to generate the ideas that you really need to make a very robust visualization practice. Now, the other reason your visualization practice probably isn't working is because you have a wounded belief system. Remember, we only have 5 core beliefs, and all other beliefs stem from those beliefs. Our 5 core beliefs, which we all share, are whether or not we feel lovable, worthy, deserving, powerful, and as if we are enough as we measure ourselves against the rest of the world. So you can visualize all day long, but if you don't feel worthy of your vision, powerful enough to manifest your vision, lovable enough from the universe to be part of your vision, or you don't feel deserving enough to manifest it, it's going to be a massive block. Beliefs act as crosswinds to manifestations. So if you genuinely don't believe that you're worthy, lovable, deserving, or powerful enough, or if you're measuring yourself as less than other people who have manifested what you've truly desired, you're not going to manifest your vision, regardless of what you do. Beliefs are the stronghold to manifestations. So if you have a wounded belief system, it will take your manifestation and it will block it like that. So let's talk about how you can improve your visualization practice. Well, since the third eye and the crown are probably not functioning optimally, and don't feel bad about it, it is part of the human condition. Our chakras are opening slowly but surely, and most people don't have access to the third eye, and the crown isn't super open and super healthy for most people. And that's primarily because of a lot of conditioning that we have had since we were very young children. We are taught to think in systems and in structures instead of having this vast, open, creative mind that can create vision and can create pictures and images and get the higher guidance we need to determine what pictures and images are appropriate for our soul's journey. So don't feel bad. It's okay. One of the best ways to work with that is to create an actual story. You have to create your story or else the universe creates it for you. And if the universe creates it for you, generally speaking, it's going to throw a bunch of paint at you and it's going to look like an absolute mess. Your story is created by your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, and your feelings. The thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and feelings that you sustain most often. So because the process, if you've ever heard me talk about the infinity loop of manifestation, and I'm going to be going over this extensively in the next workshop we're giving on letting go. If you've ever heard me talk about this, you know that it's sort of, even though it's an infinite loop, your thoughts are a primary driver of what you manifest in your life. Now you have very conscious thoughts and subconscious thoughts. And the subconscious is the brick that really runs the show. But you can overwrite the subconscious by intentionally holding thoughts in the mind about what you truly desire and what you truly want to manifest. But it's difficult to do when the subconscious is constantly taking over. So one of the ways to overwrite the subconscious is to tell a story, like a distinct story. Now, when I work with clients and we work on stories, I have them write the story down. Write it down. Literally write it down as a scene or a script so that you can become very familiar with it. If you just sit down and try a visualization practice, it's going to be very superficial. The scene and the script is really important because you can immerse yourself in it. Now, when you immerse yourself in it, you start to attain the feelings of the manifestation. And you know that if you've studied the law of attraction, that attaining those feelings is key, because the feelings are the vibrational frequency that leave your infinity loop and go out into the universe looking for like frequency to mix, match, and marry with. And when they find that like frequency, it sparks creation and mirrors back to you as a situation, circumstance, event, or person. So feelings are critical, but they are sparked by your thoughts, your emotions, and beliefs. So if your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs aren't preparing the feeling, right? They're not the sort of mixture that makes the feeling, then it's going to be very difficult to attract back what you truly desire. So you want to create that story, script a scene, and then play it out in your mind's eye. Now, step number 2 is going to be detach from the story, right? We all know this. We have to detach from the scene. When you go through all this work to play this scene out over and over again in your mind's eye, and then you have to detach from it. But here's the thing, you're not detaching from the feelings you attain while you are inside of the story, while you are inside of your vision. That's what I really want you to do. I want you to get inside that vision, and I want you to act it out and play it out until you are literally feeling it, okay? Now, I'm going to give you a quick story because I think it'll help you in your process. Before I met my husband and I was trying to manifest my husband, I was doing vision work in order to bring this individual into my life. And what I would do is I created stories like what we did every day. So like, what would our conversations be like? What would we might be talking about what we were going to do with our time. And if we were going to take a hike, I would go on that hike with my husband. And what we would do after that hike, we might go out to dinner. And what would we do during dinner? Maybe we cheers wine glasses. And when we came home, how we would go to bed. So I script this story and I used it over and over and over again. And the reason I was using it over and over again was to achieve the intimacy, the love, the companionship, the union. So that's what I was trying to achieve in it. Now, when my husband manifested, he was completely different than the person inside of my story. And had I held on to the person inside of my story, I would have never achieved the vibrational frequencies of the intimacy, the union, the love. I would have never achieved that. And I have achieved that it was effortless with my husband. It was instantaneous with him because I worked so hard on my vision and I worked so hard to generate those feelings. So I brought those feelings out through my infinity loop, right? I brought those out through my infinity loop and he was vibrating at the same frequency. So I found that and we mixed, matched, and ultimately, truly, genuinely married. And now we share all of those feelings together and it's really beautiful. So again, step number 1, script your story so that you can help your third eye and you can help your crown work the story. Okay. It's like almost like prying them open. You want to work the story and then you want to get into the story and then detach from the story itself, but still hold the frequency of the feelings when you were immersed inside of the story. Okay. Now, step number 3 is to use that throat chakra. Remember, your words are spells. A lot of people are worried about talking about their visions because they're scared if they don't manifest, then they might feel like an idiot or they might be disappointed. But you do need to talk about it. You can talk about it in your car. You can talk to, let's say you are trying to manifest a partner or you're trying to manifest money or whatever it is. You can pretend that you're talking to a certain individual, but it's really good to talk about it amongst other people because then what you're doing is you're activating co-creators. You're telling people like, hey, you know what? This is my vision for my life. Do you have any ideas? When I think of this vision manifesting, I really want to feel this way. So let's say you're trying to manifest money, okay? And you're talking to someone that you know has manifested money because that would be a good co-creator to align with. And you might say, I'm really trying to manifest X amount of money in the next 365 days. And when I manifest this money, I want to feel very responsible with it. I want to feel very grounded in it. I want to be able to grow it so that I don't have to ever worry about money again, but I also want to play with it and have a little fun with it. What do you think about this vision? And maybe that co-creator would say, if I were you, I would start by taking a class in financial management just to get your vibe aligned with what it's like to manage money. And then I might take X amount of dollars and put it into real estate, or I would put it into this stock, or I have a new business that I'm starting. I would love for you to be an investor. So once you start using that throat chakra, that you start to align with co-creators. So when I started to, look for a husband after my husband died, I talked to people. I told them, I'm ready to date. I'm ready to date. I'm ready to find a partner. I'm ready to be loved, and I have the capacity to love again. And so that was very helpful. And that helped me go on a lot of dates. It's not how I ultimately found my husband, but I ultimately found the people that I didn't want as a husband, right? And that's really meaningful. So you have to use that throat chakra and be mindful of what you're saying to other people so that they will ultimately become your co-creators. Like, you don't just want to go out there and be like, hey dude, I'm manifesting $1 million. You want to talk to people in a way that's sort of attractive to them. So they're like, oh, cool. Like, I would like to take part in this because I feel that this is very up my alley. This is something I've accomplished before. I really dig the way she's vibing, and I would love to help her because I know I can, right? Because that's what we do. That's what we do. And that's a healthy co-creative relationship. Relationships are always co-creative, uplifting, and inspiring. Healthy relationships are always co-creative, uplifting, and inspiring. So that's your 3 tips. Real quick, let's run over them again. Number 1, you want to script a story. Number 2, you want to be able to detach from that story, but not detach from the vibrational frequencies you achieve when you're practicing your vision. And number 3, you want to use that throat chakra to spell out the vision. And ultimately, you're going to start to attract those co-creators that are going to help you really manifest what you desire. That's a wrap for this video, my friends. As always, stay in the luminosity of your beautiful light. And remember, you are loved.